Well, for anybody that wants to see what's inside the Dewalt split boom, here is your opportunity, because we're about to take it apart. Why is it whenever you're trying to do something you can't find what you need to find, and it's been in your face all this time but it's disappeared now? How can that be? Right, let's go. We've got quite a few screws to take out, so get a drill. Now this is not because it's broken or anything like that, it's just to give it a bit of re-grease the gearbox, clean it out if need be, and just a general clean. Pretty easy, hopefully, without we don't break anything. So there is all that many screws. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 13 screws all together. Unless we've missed one. And then she'll come apart. Oh, I've got to take this sticker off. Peel that sticker back. There you go. And that's it. She's apart. I think she's ready for a clean, so it's in there. Just hang on 1 second. So this is the internals, and she's a bit grubby around there. A bit of dirt in here. Still spinning freely. There's nothing to worry about. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a blowout and chuck a bit more grease in there, and she'll be good to go. So let me do that and I'll come back to you. Right, give it a clean out. It ain't perfect, but it's clean. So what you need to do is just lift the motor up and just fill that area with grease. And just sit it back in there. I'll stick a little bit in the top. A little bit in the top there as well, and that's it really. Put it back together. Make sure all your cables are where they're supposed to be. Yep. What did I do? Oh. Make sure you know which way it goes back together, and you can only put it in that way, and it just slides back in. That's it. So I sprayed some grease down it. Okay. That's where it all falls to bits. This is where we find out that I've broken the end piece and it will no longer fit in. Hurrah! And I've completely ruined it. Oh, wounded. I just gave it a little tap on the end to try and get it out, and I think I've crushed it a bit too much. And then of course it won't fit in. It fits in, will it? Of course it won't. Oh well, happy days. I've got it in, I've got it in. Got it in. Beautiful. Right. Balance that. There. Balance it. How can we balance it? Why are we balancing it? Right. Balancing it. Probably can't see. Alright, so let's just put a little bit of, hey, something's falling over. Just put a little bit of lubrication on the triggers. Get a screw in it before it falls to bits. Of course. Hey, good old Graham's put it on the wrong way around. Have I? Have I? Yes, it's the wrong way around. I'll put the shaft in the wrong way around. Hey, that's just unbelievable. Now I'll take the shaft down again. Right. Making sure everything's sitting right again. Of course, it's rubber earrings, isn't it? You need 4K hands to do this, you're trying to pain on. Come on. Right. That. You don't want it. You went back together then using it again, I don't want to know. Do that to us. Come on. Meanie. Let's put a screw in it before it falls apart. You've probably not seen me too. Put pants in it. Or even worse there. Hey ho, I've got to do what I've got to do. So you put your Tanzanian screws back in. One screw left. Triggers all ready. Right, make sure it's working. Otherwise you're not nothing. Wonderful. Right. So let me show you my modification and then I'll let you go. Right. These tube connectors start out looking like this, all nice and flat and whatever. What happens over time is when you've tightened it down a few times, this piece starts to spread out like that. And if you can see, it spreads out. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and drill a hole in the center to try and stop it from spreading out. But what I've actually done is I've drilled a hole straight through it both sides, put a nut and bolt through it, because basically the screw was just kept rounding off because there was just nowhere for it to tighten up to. Put a little cheap Chinese quick release lever on there, and it works fantastic. It's so much less stress than tightening it up, messing around with that. But I say this, we still have this issue here, so I'm going to try and put a nut and bolt through it. I want to try anyway. So I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, the moment of truth. Okay, we have basically drilled through both sides of this. Yep. So them nuts, the nuts in this had already rounded off. So I suppose you could use the nuts in that. But basically we've drilled through both sides. We've put a nut and bolt through there. A cheap little quick release lever on there, and we've also drilled a third bolt in there, which is hopefully going to stop it spreading apart. Going to keep it together a little bit, and hopefully it's going to work. So, moment of truth, when you see me insert my shaft. I would say just put a little bit of lubrication around your shaft, because it will help it slip in a lot easier. And hey presto, it's gone in, and she's locked. The lever's locked. This is how they should have made it. The lever's locked and it's all nice and tight. Happy days. So yeah, I'll run through. Let me see if I can balance it somewhere, because we're in a chaos garage. Remember that. Let's see if we can just. Right. So the improvements I've made, well, I think I've made, is the little. There was a little switch, little trigger underneath here, which you had to flick forward and then to bring that down. That ended up coming off, and to be honest, it's so much better without it, because you don't got to mess about that. You can just crack on with it, get it going. So that's an improvement in my book. These spiky things that were sticking out of there, they got cut off because they were a pain in the arse. You just see has modified the connector shaft, so it's now got quick release, which is nice. I added a handlebar extension, and trust me, if you've got a loop handled strimmer and you use it quite a lot, get yourself a handlebar extension, because it will save your back something unbelievable, mate. It really will. You can really balance it well with this. You've got more control with it like that, as far as I'm concerned. It's just so much better for you and your back. Also did away with the standard guard, put a smaller one on it. It's pulled it back a little bit. I don't think it's given us much more line, although I'm just going to give it a measure and just see if we actually are getting any. Hold tight. So standard, you get 38, something like that. With the standard guard, yeah, we actually Christ. We're at 44, so we've got an extra 6 centimeters out of it. Doesn't affect the performance. It still runs nice, still runs fine. But yeah, if you're having problems with your connector, then try modifying it by sticking a thing. Let's face it, we wouldn't be having these problems if Dewalt hadn't shafted us with these stupid shafts that don't fit anything else apart from Dewalt. So yeah, Dewalt, get go back to normal shafts because we don't want this rubbish. There's no need for your shaft to dip in like this. There really isn't. Absolute pants. You also need to sort this out as well because that's junk. Just telling you. But apart from that, it's a beast of a machine, it really is. And I don't care what you say, petrol's better. It all depends what you're using it for, but for knocking down, in and out, garden maintenance, grass cutting, this is an absolute fantastic little machine, it really is. 1 or 2 batteries a day. As I say, strim round. We're not knocking fields down, we're strimming round. And just, you know, a little bit of a tidy up. But yeah, happy days. It is probably one of the best things I bought, to be honest. Maintenance wise, a little bit of lubrication like you just seen there every now and again. I think that's the 2nd time I've done it, and then we're going into, this will be the 3rd year with it now. So lubricate your shaft as well, lubricate your gearbox, and it'll be good. So yeah, bit of useless information for you there, but I'm sure that someone might find it interesting, especially Derek from Tamworth. Hello Derek, all the best, happy days.